And a great big western howdy. My name is Buck Reams, and today we're going to do a little tailgating Texas style. A little Texas chili, authentic, and we're going to show you how to make it from scratch. It's really simple, really easy, and really, really good. We'll start with chopping our onions and shallot. First thing we want to do there is take the two ends off, make a light slice through there, peel it back, leaving nothing but the flesh of the onion behind. And I'm going to show you a little trick on slicing and dicing. Notice we got that one slice there. We're going to cut that in half. And then to dice, all you have to do is just run those half rings one way, then turn around, flip it, and dice it on down. Really simple, and this is a much safer way than a lot of people dice onions. Alright, next, that's our half right there. Notice we had a medium onion. This is a rather large shallot. So same thing, we're going to cut the paper off there. Take that, peel it back. There we go. Nice piece of shallot there. Now on this one, we want to come over and kind of make some long slices through there. Flip it over the other way. Slice again. Then we'll take and dice that up also. Well, kind of fine, not great big pieces, but not so small you can't even see them. Heating our Dutch oven right now, we're going to put in probably about three tablespoons of vegetable oil, and letting that heat up a little bit. Then we're going to take our onions and shallots. We've got that heated. Now we're going to dump our onions and shallots in there. Now this is where you get a lot of the flavor and the taste of the seasoning, cooking these down before adding the beef to the oven. So that's about where you want them right here. And then it's going to be ready to add the beef, which everybody knows us Texans love beef. Part of our great heritage. As you can see, we got a bowl of beef here. Now this is a 90-10. I like to go a little bit leaner. Of course, you can use whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter. If you want to use an 80-20, that's fine. If a lot of people use venison, you can use this same recipe on some ground venison. I always like to add a little bit of pork into my venison. Right now we're going to take, this is 2 pounds of ground sirloin. So we're going to take this and put it in with those onions and shallots that have already been cooking and get this beef browned up and ready for that seasoning. Alright, here we are with that beef. Notice I'm just going to kind of pull it apart as we throw it in there. I know that seemed like a lot of onion and shallot, but you can see how it's cooked down. It's going to cook nicely into this beef. A lot of people wonder where chili came from. Well, it's kind of a derivative from our friends south of the border, the Mexican vaqueros, and they would be called chili con carne. And that means literally pepper with beef. So that's the way we make it in Texas still today. All this is just ground beef, the seasoning, and that's what separates it from the candy rear ends from all over the country that throw in tomatoes and beans and stuff like that to kind of take away from the flavor to me. I like to keep stirring mine where you don't get any hot spots, something burnt, and this keeps it cooking evenly mostly. It's a big part of it. And you want your heat to stay pretty warm. I mean, you know, like somewhere around a 375 to 400 is a good heat. You just want to cook it down. It's going to get a little bit of water and a little bit of fat in there, and you want to keep cooking that till it's kind of dissipated somewhat. And then once that's all done, we'll be ready to add the seasoning. Alright, here's our spices. We're going to start off with 2 tablespoons of coarse ground black pepper. It's a very flavorful, got a lot of kick to it. Here we've got some granulated garlic, gives it a lot of extra flavor, just really brings it out, makes stuff pop. Kosher salt, we've got 2 tablespoons also of it. Always use kosher salt because it's not quite as strong as like iodized salt. Very good for cooking. Next, we've got some light ground chili powder right here. It's light, it doesn't have quite as much of the heat effect, but still enough to let you know it's there. Then we've got 1 tablespoon of cominos, which is also known as cumin. So we're going to take all these spices and put them in with our ground beef, give it a good stir, and then go from there. We'll start out with that chili powder first, dump it. Then the comino, the kosher salt, the garlic, and the coarse ground black pepper. We'll take and stir those in till they're all mixed in together well. You'll notice a little bit of color start adding to that ground beef. Now, we've got all of that mixed in there good. Notice it's all pretty consistently the same color. Very important, that's what you want. Alright, next up, we're going to add a little cornstarch slur. Alright, here's how we make this slur to make the delicious gravy that goes to make it an actual chili con carne. So we've got 2 big heaping tablespoons of cornstarch in a 16-ounce glass of water. We're going to take and cut that all the way down, get it stirred up good. Now the thing about it, if it's too thin, you can always add a little more slur. If it's too thick, then you just add a little more water. Keep it stirred up, everything works. You want all of that completely broken down to where it just looks like total liquid. Just like that. Now as that heats up, it's going to thicken up. You can already see it thickening. Now some other things you can always do with this chili is add some spices that you like. If you like it hotter, go ahead and get you some cayenne pepper and put it in there. If you like it really hot and want to run it off everybody to where they don't eat it, add some ghost pepper, hottest pepper in the world. Alright, you can see that's pretty well mixed in there, looking nice. We'll return that to just a little simmer. Make sure we got the full thickness. This is where you kind of got to play with it. If you need to add a little water, then you can. So far it's looking good, but it hadn't come back to a little low simmer boil yet. That is what we call a done deal. This chili is ready to serve. All right, here we go with this pot of chili con carne. We'll bring it over here and plate it up. Notice we got some garnishes here. Feel free to do those before you even start on that for kind of an early prep. All right, here we go. About a ladle and a half there. Throw some onion on the top. Here's our plate. A little cheese. This is a four types of Mexican cheese, so it's really kicks to it. There we go with some soda crackers to go with it. Ready to roll. Bon appetit. Well, that's going to be it for today. I'm Buck Reams, and this is some authentic, real deal Texas chili. Enjoy!